Let's discuss the new topic, structure of an atom. The word Parmanu, Sanskrit word, which comes from the Indian language, Sanskrit, which is discovered by Rishi Maharshi Kanath. So the first successive classification of atom is discovered or given by the different scientists. First given by the scientist Dalton. After Dalton, J.J. Thomson comes into the role, gives the electronic charges or the charges present in an atom. After J.J. Thomson, Rutherford comes into the role, but there are some drawbacks observed to the Rutherford atomic model, so that the next scientist, the scientist Niels Bohr, who gives the successive classification of atoms. So it means that there are n number of scientists who explain the structure of an atom, who explain the model of an atom. We'll discuss one by one. The first scientist, Dalton scientist. In 1808, Dalton is the scientist who gives the successive classification of an atom. We'll observe some points about Dalton's atomic theory. These are the assumptions of Dalton's atomic theory. Dalton says that atom is a very small particle, or it is indivisible particle. So what he says, matter composed of small indivisible particles called as an atoms. Matter consists of very small indivisible particles, which cannot be divided further, called as an atoms. So this is your definition of atoms according to the Dalton's theory. The second one, all atoms of a given element have identical properties. If you are taking the atom of two different elements having different properties, but if you are taking the atoms of a same element having same property, if you are taking atoms of two Fe, then it will be the same property, but if you are taking the two different properties containing atoms, it will be different. Third one, a compound are formed when atoms of different elements are combined in a fixed proportion ratio. When the two or more than two types of elements, different elements, combined in a fixed proportion ratio, it gives different types of compounds. And the last one, in chemical reactions or involves reorganization of atoms, means combination, decomposition, displacement, double displacement. There are different types of reactions occurs in the chemistry. In that reactions, the reorganization of atoms are there. Atoms are reorganized in a chemical reaction. These are the drawbacks of atoms. These are the assumptions of Dalton's atomic theory. But there are some drawbacks to the Dalton's atomic theory. We'll discuss one by one. So Dalton's atomic theory fails to explain the charges of an atom. After that, Dalton's atomic theory, there are different scientists who plays into the role and gives the destructive nature of an atom. But Dalton does not explain the charges of atom. Dalton does not give the internal structure of an atom, which was covered by the scientist J.J. Thomson. So this is your Dalton's atomic theory. After Dalton's atomic theory, we'll discuss next the discovery of electron, discovery of protons, because J.J. Thomson explained the subatomic particles of an atom. Subatomic particles means atom has different subatomic particles like proton, electron, meson, pions, neutrons, neutrino, antineutrino. So there are different types of subatomic particles are present in the atom. So this was explained by the scientist J.J. Thomson. We'll discuss one by one. First theory, that is J.J. Thomson theory by the discovery of electrons. The name electron is given by the scientist Stoney, Stoney, Stoney. But there are different scientists like Plucker, then Crookes, who also plays an important role to develop this discharge to the experiment model. Next point, discovery of electron. The contribution of discovery of electron is by scientist J.J. Thomson. So this experiment is also called as J.J. Thomson experiment for the discovery of an electron. Actually, there are different scientists who are behind this experiment. Scientist Crookes, then Plucker, or the scientist Stoney gives the name electron. The name electron is proposed by the scientist Stoney, but the main contribution of this experiment is by the Thomson, called as Thomson experiment. So we'll see the construction of an experiment. A discharge tube, a long cylindrical discharge tube is here, which is attached to the vacuum pump. Very high pressure were applied here. 0.01 mm of HG pressure is here. So, and very high voltage is here. 5,000 to 10,000 volt is applied with the help of external generator or external battery. And this two terminals of an external source is attached to the two thin metal sheet. One is the cathode, another is anode, according to the negative and positive terminal of a battery. The gas to be analyzed, which is taken inside the tube. So this is your construction of an Thomson experiment. So what will be the happen after electric field? Due to the presence of electricity, directly the glowing green color glowing is observed at the right hand side of the tube. There will be observation of green color glow. There will be a observation of green color glow at the right hand side. How it is possible? It is happened due to the presence of electron. So when you are passing the electric field, the negative rays, negative invisible rays, this is invisible. Negative invisible charges are removing from the negative terminal. Obviously negative charges eliminate, negative charges eliminate, so negative terminal eliminate negative charges, and that moves toward the positive charge containing electrode. So this electrode anode acts as a positive terminal. Obviously this negative charges will attract toward these spaces, and what happened? This attract toward the positive terminal and strikes with this wall of inner side of tube, and due to the striking it gives fluorescence and phosphorescence by green color. It gives fluorescence and phosphorescence green color, and scientists conclude that there will be some rays eliminated from cathode. There will be some rays eliminated from cathode and strikes to the end of the tube called as cathode rays. The rays which are eliminated from cathode called as cathode rays. Very important first point. What is meant by cathode rays? So rays which are removing from, the rays which are eliminating from the negative terminal of an electrode called as cathode rays. So what are the properties of cathode rays? First, the rays which are travel from the straight direction. The straight rays which will be the travel in a straight direction. Second, the rays will attract it toward the right hand side of the tube because of the presence of anode. Third, the rays are in the straight, the rays travels in a straight line in absence of electric and magnetic field. But due to the presence of electric and magnetic field, the rays will be deflected. The rays will be deflected, and the cathode rays contains a negatively charged particles. These cathode rays, these rays which are travel, that rays contains a negatively charged particles called as an electron. What is mean by electron? It's a very important one. What is mean by electron? The rays which travels, the rays which are travels from negative terminal through the positive terminal called as an electrons. So this is your discovery of an electron given by the scientist Thomson, called as Thomson discharge tube experiment model. So this is a discharge tube experiment model. So one more contribution is given by the scientist Thomson, that is E by M ratio. E upon M ratio. E means charge of an electron, M is mass of an electron. The ratio is calculated by the scientist Thomson, called as E by M mass ratio. So the charge to mass ratio experiment, we will discuss that. Next, charge to mass ratio experiment. This is again given by the British scientist or British physicist J.J. Thomson. So he gives an experimental observation or experimental evidence for E by M ratio with the specially designed a conical tube, which contains negative and positive terminal attached to the battery with a very high voltage. Here the electrodes are present in the disc form. We can write here electrode in this form also, sorry, electrode in this, or charges in the form of also, battery in the form of this one, or we can draw like this symbol for the battery also. See, the negatively charged terminal of a battery is attached to the negative terminal called as cathode, while positively charged terminal of a battery gives to the anode. when electric field is passed through the circuit, the negative rays, that is cathode rays, are eliminated from the terminal of cathode and which moves towards the anode. Anode has a spherical shape like disc form which has centrally hole, and in absence of electric and magnetic field, the rays strikes at the point B. The rays strikes at the point B in absence of electric and magnetic field here. So this is your electric field, this is your magnetic field. N and S south pole are there. Electric and magnetic field are perpendicular to each other in this experiment. But after some time, J.J. Thomson carried out one more observation. In presence of electric field, the rays again travels from this terminal and deflected from original path and strikes at point A on this ZNS screen. This is called as ZNS screen, zinc sulfide screen, and gives fluorescence and phosphorescence. All the 3 points gives fluorescence and phosphorescence. That doesn't mean. In presence of magnetic field, again the ray strikes at the point C. Means this is your electric field, this is your in presence of magnetic field, and this is your no field. So by the repeating pattern or by the variation of electric and magnetic field, the scientist J.J. Thomson gives a ratio of charge to the mass. Is charge, m is the mass of an particle of cathode rays, which is 1.75 8820 into 10 raised to 11 coulombs per kilogram. This is the ratio of charge to the mass of an particle. And this experiment is called as charge to mass ratio experiment. So what is that experiment? In absence of electric and magnetic field, so in absence of these two fields, the rays are strikes to the point B. In presence of electric field, the rays are strikes at point A, and at magnetic field, the rays will strikes at the point C. It concludes that all cathode rays are having identical properties. So this experiment is called as charge to mass ratio experiment. Thank you.